Welcome to An Author Dissects a Narrative with your host, Husna Haze. In this captivating series, we will unravel the intricate tapestries of your favorite movies, TV shows, games, books, and beyond. Prepare to embark on a journey of analysis and exploration as we uncover the hidden gems and profound themes within these beloved narratives. Remember to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing. For a regular dose of insightful content, let's delve into the realms of storytelling together. Hi, and welcome back to the Deconstructed Universe. We're back with episode 2 of Dune Prophecy. Now, it kicked off right where we left off, and I have to say, I did enjoy this episode. It had a lot of politics in it, and I just have to say, politics is really a cruel and conniving man's game, because in order to be a politician, in order to maneuver, you have to be ruthless, you have to be cunning, you have to be just the low of the low of the low, because you're doing things to elevate your cause and your priorities, and you really don't care about anybody else. And how can you use somebody, essentially? And I have to say, the Bene Gesserit sisterhood is scary. When I was watching this episode, I was just whoa, seriously, these Valia, Tula, the sisterhood, they're all very much locked in on that goal of producing the Quizatara. I hope I'm saying that right. I feel like we should start a new game. Anytime I mention a name wrong or something wrong, the way that I pronounce it in one of these videos, that people I don't know, put a thumbs up in the comment section, or a weird smiley face or a cone shape, something in the comment section, because I feel like this is just gonna turn into a running joke. It's already a running joke with my editor, because they're always do you want me to put the name thing at the bottom? And I'm no, it's not that bad, is it? But in the last video of this review, we did end up putting Avalia and Tula Harkonnen, because I was saying their names wrong. So wrong that they felt the need to just input it there. Anyway, I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset. It was really nice to see how the sisterhood operates. I have to say, Valia Harkonnen is really a ruthless person, and Emily Watson really brings that forth. We saw a lot more with regards to interaction with, the Emperor and, Empress Natalia. We saw that Natalia is looking at Desmond Hart as an opportunity. We know that she's a bit iffy on the Bene Gesserit already, and the fact that, Desmond Hart has this loyalty to the Emperor. Well, he said he's loyal to the Imperium, not the Emperor or, House Carino. He's not. He's loyal to the Imperium. While, we saw that, Valia and the sisterhood are really loyal to themselves and their political goals, ends, and means. Now, we did see a lot more of Constantine Carino. We saw that, he kind of has some insecurities. He feels that, we haven't really seen a lot of politics coming from him, but we have seen in the little interactions that he had. Obviously, in this case, he ended up letting it slip that, his daddy had somebody in prison, aka Desmond Hart, for the murder of, the boy. And we saw that, the girl he was talking to told her dad, and then they had a huge confrontation in the throne room, and it was let slip that, your own son let it slip. Like, what are you talking about? Somebody killed my son. I need to know why and how, and I need justice. And we saw that the emperor and the empress were just kind of like, oh no. Like, I saw that Natalia, just in her facial expression, she was so done with Constantine. But at the same time, we saw that the emperor is kind of going through this existential crisis, because it does kind of show when he was going through the motions of the episode that, Desmond is kind of right. Bene Gesserit have made it into a fact that I have to rely on them for counsel. I have to rely on them for my power. I have to rely on them for everything. He can't make a decision without Bene Gesserit consulting him. And we saw how Desmond Hart voiced that, and we saw Natalia was like, yep, you've clocked it. I don't trust this sisterhood. And, we saw a lot more of, Chloe Leia. She plays Leela. And I have to say that, I don't know if they were manipulating her or anything like that, but her story arc is kind of complicated, and it's going to get a lot more complicated because she saw some things. But all in all, this episode was a really great, solid episode. It was really a lot of politicking, and it just really had me thinking and feeling like the Bene Gesserit are really ruthless. I mean, there's a whole rebellion going on, and they have a sister embedded in the rebellion. Can you believe it? And the scene between, the mother, Reverend Mother, and the spy that she has embedded within the rebellion was like, listen, we have to control the great houses, and we have to check their power by ensuring that there's always rebellion. Now, there's always rebellion no matter what. If you're running a political system, there's always somebody that doesn't agree with you. There's always somebody who wants their own agenda first. There's always somebody not happy. There's always friction. But the fact that they've controlled that friction is insane. And I felt like that scene was really insane. We saw a lot more of Princess Inez. I don't know much about Inez. We haven't seen a lot about her. We just know that the Reverend Mother and the sisterhood want her because they want to stabilize House Karenin. I can't say that I'm engaged with Princess Inez. I just feel like she's there. I don't know about her story arc. We'll see about it later on. We saw that the actress Jiha, who played Reverend Mother, who died, we saw that loss was really shocking to Princess Inez, because she, was really close to the Reverend Mother. All in all, the sisterhood between Valia and Tula Harkonnen is very much based on friction and love, and it's just very complicated, is what we gathered. We saw that, Tula doesn't want Leela to go through, I don't know what it's called. She went through, it's called the genetic memory. Sorry. So Layla goes through this, process where she takes spice and unlocks the genetic memory of her, ancestors, all the women in her line. And it's basically done in a way to break the bonds between, time and space, and kind of reach into the memories of those women and gather advice, or, learn more. In essentiality, it's a method of guidance. Now, they want her to go through it. We don't know who her real mother is. I don't know if Tula actually manipulated her. Now, I foremost think that, she comes across as weak, Lila does, but I feel like she has a strong personality driving her under there. I feel like this experience is really going to shape how she interacts with Tula and the sisterhood moving forward, especially because we saw that in episode 1, Valia killed one of her aunts. I would assume it was her aunts. And that memory came forth within the genetic memory. So we don't know how that's going to move forward. She dropped the trinket that she was holding on to, so I feel like she might be feeling a bit betrayed. Now, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the sisterhood. So I don't know if it's sort of like plot armor or anything like that, but we'll see about it. We'll see about it. Honestly, this episode acted more as kind of closure for last episode or last week's, plot developments with, the dying of the little kid and the falling apart of the political alliances. We saw a lot more of, Desmond Hart. He's kind of like a shady, quiet character, but all in all, I did really like this episode. It was more political driven. I did see that, the most shocking thing to me was that the Bene Gesserit have basically infiltrated and control everything in the Imperium. Now, if they're this powerful at this point in time, it's only imaginable how powerful they are when, Paul Atreides and the Kwisatz Haderach comes around. That's crazy. I did find myself thinking while I was watching this episode, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what season 2 would look like. And also, I was like, season 2, I don't know, there's only so much they can do without it, like, I get it, like, this is like a sequel, it's like its own thing, so I'm pretty sure they can do a lot without sticking to the, source material and everything. They're just kind of building out stories, and it's a nice tidbit. I don't know about season 2. It wasn't as strong as the first episode, and it just was very much political driven. Now, I don't know if you guys have any like fan theories or anything else that was your most, anticipated part of the episode, like what stood out to you. For me, it was, her having control of the rebellion. And for me, also her conversation, Valia's conversation with Desmond was really intense. So we've built a lot, and I just hope it can only go up from here. I know this is kind of like a short review and everything like that, but not everything has to be long. Honestly, like episode 2 builds up, Herbert's lore while adding to its own layers. I did feel like, honestly, I don't know, like I did feel like it built a lot more on, the relationship between, the Emperor and the Empress, but all together, like I would really like to see more houses of the Imperium being introduced. I would like to see a lot more friction when it comes to the Bene Gesserit attaining their goal, because I have to say, like, I know last episode I did say that I wanted them to, like, I want to root for the Bene Gesserit, but at the same time, like, their whole philosophy and everything is kind of messed up, and they kind of do cause what they're trying to avoid. And the bottom line is, like, Paul Atreides never took the Golden Road. He saw the Golden Road and he was like, I'm not doing that, because he didn't want to do it. And at the end of the day, that's what Dune and Frank Herbert's story is really about. It's about Paul Atreides is not a hero, guys. He's a human being. He is conflicted. He's complicated. He saw the way forward and decided not to take it. He did everything he did. My interpretation of it anyway. He did everything he did to get revenge for what happened to his father and his house, and to seize control of the Imperium, because that was the only way moving forward. Alright? It all came down to his son. So, yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but I feel like this really did well in building. I do want to see more when it comes to the family. I do feel like Constantine has some issues there, some insecurities that they're going to build on. I don't know if he's going to try to make a bid for the throne. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like Constantine and, more of the family, the Carino family, I want to see a lot more interaction with them. I don't know how the Empress Natalia feels about, her husband's illegitimate son. I don't know any of that. I just feel like we need to know a bit more about their dynamic. And also, I feel like in this episode, it really set up how they're kind of moving away from the Bene Gesserit, and we can only assume that the Bene Gesserit are going to strike back because, you know, fast forward to Paul Atreides' time, the Bene Gesserit are very much in power still. So, I don't know. I feel like the Bene Gesserit are a scary organization. They are not a good organization, guys, but they're a fascinating one. What did you guys think? I know this review is not as in-depth as the last one. Please check out the last one. But it was a very more politically driven. I did enjoy this episode. It wasn't as good as, you know, the last one, but I do hope they've got all the right building blocks. I just hope it gets better from here on out, because I want it to get better. I really enjoyed the first episode. I really think that this is a great story to tell. I'm really invested because I love Frank Herbert, and I love, you know, the books and stories he told, that he wrote. And, you know, I just have to say, like, the cinematography is really great. The outfits are really great. And the storylines is picking up. I just hope that the next episode is, you know, building on this, and we're getting to see a lot more of those dynamics with these characters. My standout moment, I've said it before and I'm saying it again, was me just finding out, like, they have control of the rebellion. I was like, what? Like, these guys control everything. They're literally the hidden power making everything happen. And it's insane. And it's only natural that there should be some friction there, and Desmond Hart represents that friction. But I just wonder, like, is it just Desmond Hart that represents that friction? Could it be the other houses of the Imperium? Could it be, you know, somebody needs to put their foot down here, because it's only natural to have conflict. Yeah, I love the outfits, the cinematography, the storytelling is very great. I can't wait for the next episode. My standout moment was finding out that these guys are really not great people. I think I've always known that they're not great people, but bottom line is just seeing it on screen was just kind of like, wow. I love that we're exploring more of the lore with the genetic memory and everything, and the sisterhood, so it's really great. What was your standout moment? Leave it in the comment section below. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'm gonna give this a rating of a B. It was a B. It was a solid B. Welcome to the end of the video, and thank you very much for making it to the end. Make sure you check out Vertigo Honor Bound by Blood, the first installment in the Vertigo book series. It is set in 2095 at the heart of the Imperial Champion regime, where Emperor Gregory Champion rules over Earth and the colonies stretching out across the solar system, where there is a virus called the Megavirus that has mutated and changed the political landscape of Earth. This is a story about factions, about coming of age, about the importance of being firm in what you believe in a world where bloodlines matter. What faction are you?